Alright, I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you should already know what yume shipping is. But if not, the actual definition is when someone feels so deeply connected with a fictional character that you want to be with them. Whether that be with a self-insert or an OC, people often draw them together or write them about kissing and other stuff. If you're close enough with me, you know that I do this on the regular, or try to. But of course, since this is more or less talking about the culture of yume shipping, and not about my personal ships, there will be tons of takes that some of you might agree with, or might disagree, and that's okay. But anyways, hi, my name is Luca, and I'm trying to be known for drawing, ranting like this video, or just a little bit of gaming. I'm excited to start my journey and make more videos for you all, so please, before I get carried away, let's get into it. For starters, I think we can all agree that attacking people is really wrong, especially in the FO community, considering that some of us have our roots. I think attacking people that share your fictional leather is honestly pretty childish to an extent. I mean, yeah, I understand having a connection with one, but honestly, just block and move on if you don't like the person who also ships with your fictional partner. It's common etiquette in the community and just in general to block and move on. But besides that, I've seen people actively seek out doubles of their foes to attack or send death threats to, which is insane to think about considering the people that are doing it are either like 13 or 14 or way too old to be acting this way. Another thing I wanted to add is the fact that, yeah, even if you're really like into a character, you should also take into account that the character isn't yours. Yes, you can claim to be their one true love and be non-sharing and all, but to believe that they only acknowledge you is borderline delusional, in my personal opinion. It's pixels on a screen, my dude. Please don't try to marry your FO in real life. Anyway, one other thing I also find odd is when people age down to their FO's age, especially if they're, minors. A huge example being that one TikToker going around that self-ships with Abaddon from the Haunted Hotel. And yeah, I can understand that he was like once a demon lord that was a million years old. The body is still a little baby, like 8 to 10 years old, but still. Another example is the one person who ships herself with Bakugo. I can't remember the name, but I'll probably put it on the screen right now. While the option to age him up was so just an obvious opinion, they still decided to age themselves down to his high school age. Something to do is, if the character is someone you self-ship with for like a long time, such grown up with, and you've grown out of, I'd see no problem aging them up with you. Or an alternative being, if you like a character that's younger than you, but you feel uncomfortable shipping yourself with someone younger, then you can always find a canon designer and AU of them, being aged up to your age or older. Which I find is nice. Then again, you could always just move on to a new character that you also fancy that's around your current age in the same media. But I digress. Now, I know the title says YUMESHIPPING CULTURE, but while I'm talking about it as a whole, I want to try to talk about the difference between yume shipping and self-shipping, as labels, I mean. Since I know I can't please everyone, I will just say this is my personal opinion on this. As someone who has been personally self-shipping for a long time, like a long time, I'd say around 2016 to 2017, you can see how I get a little confused with the yume shipping term in the beginning. Now, since I'm making this video, I know better. And to be honest, I don't see a huge difference between the two. Like, yes, yume shipping could be making an OC ship with a character, versus self-shipping where you ship yourself, persona or not, with a character. But all in all, it more or less feels like the same thing, just under a new name, or a new umbrella term along with the other Japanese words we often use in an online setting. For Joshis, I'm looking at you. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing, I'm only saying I think it's a nice we're introducing the idea of it, whether as a trend or not, because then it'll become a little bit more normalized instead of being clowned on by the internet, like it was, back in the day. Speaking of things to be clowning on, I've seen a thankfully small amount of people who have started self-shipping themselves with real people, which is frankly really odd and parasocial with the real actor, writer, just real person. I feel like this was way more or less normalized during Wattpad, or normalized heavily during 2020. Then again, a lot of weird stuff was normalized. Like, a lot of people self-shipped with members of famous Minecraft SMPs, or they shifted to date their favorite content creator. creating this delusion of the two of them are actively in love or dating, which, not to make fun of the shipping community at all, but I don't know. Honestly, I didn't have much research or like an opinion on this topic, and it sucks to say I don't, but it's true. I know that this was a short video, and I'll definitely try to make the longer ones in the future, but it was nice to finally pump this out with the motivation I currently have. It was really fun making this, and I'm excited to make more videos in the future for my very, very small number of subscribers. But anyways, this is Luca, signing the casket and logging off. Bye-bye!
Yeah!